As we've been discussing, debate season kicked off last night in Milwaukee with 8 Republican presidential candidates facing off in the party's first primary debate.
And watching it all and joining us now is the Republican governor of New Hampshire, Sununu. Governor, good to see you, and thanks for being with us.
You bet.
So what were the biggest takeaways? Any winners, any losers last night?
Well, a couple things. Nobody should have expected an all-out winner, right? There were 8 folks on the stage. I think the most anyone had was about 12 and a half minutes. So you should have expected just one big winner. Trump definitely wasn't a winner because for the first time in 6 years, Republican voters saw a future Republican Party without him on center stage. And it was exciting. It didn't fall flat. They didn't talk about him the whole time. So if anything, we've gone from maybe 13 candidates down to 8 or 9. I think maybe by Thanksgiving, we'll get down to 5 or 6. And as the Republican field winnows down, it becomes closer to a one-on-one race. And that's where the former president is going to be in trouble because one-on-one, he can't win.
You're talking about that dwindling down. In a recent op-ed in the New York Times, you wrote, winnowing down the field of candidates is the single best chance to stop Mr. Trump. When do you think these candidates will start dropping out?
Sure. So I think, look, unfortunately, I think the folks that didn't make the debate stage, they're going to have some tough conversations, but I think they'll all make the right decision. Maybe there's something they see that can surge them, back onto the second stage, although the threshold is higher. I think you'll see another winnowing down. If you're still in the low single digits by Thanksgiving, going into December, I think you got to say, hey, we gave it our best shot, but have a responsibility to get out. Maybe 5 or 6 go to Iowa, 3 to 4 go to New Hampshire, and definitely by Super Tuesday, you're one-on-one with the former president, and he has a ceiling. His ceiling's about 46, 47%, and that ain't over 50 as a former president, so that means he's in trouble.
So what do you make of Trump's absence last night?
Well, look, I think he was hoping, I think he thought he could stay out, hoping they'd all talk about him. He would be the talk, but they weren't. They barely brought the guy's name up until the second hour. I was hoping that they might all fall flat. They really didn't. They had at it. I think Nikki Haley and Mike Pence really showed something. Their campaigns have been a little quiet, but they showed some energy and excitement. They all kind of went after Vivek. DeSantis took advantage, just kind of talking right to the camera about his message, hopefully reinvigorating his campaign. So I think 4 or 5 candidates there did really well. The other ones did fine. I think Governor Burgum, he was right on. I mean, he's a small state governor. He understands kind of, the working class Republican that wants to see a change out there. They have to interject themselves. Him and Asa, Tim Scott, I think should have just interjected himself a little more. Great points, but they got to make sure they're in the conversation. Over 2 hours, I think they had maybe 8.5 minutes between them. So there's still a lot of opportunity. Another debate coming up. It's going to be exciting.
So we have to talk about the former president. He's set to turn himself in today in Georgia. Are you worried that will overshadow the performances on the debate stage last night?
A little bit, but not really. I think a lot of folks watched last night so they can make their own decisions. We're talking about it all day, this morning. There's obviously a lot of post coverage. The former president's going to get in there. He'll get his mug shot and all that. The indictments really aren't going to move the needle for the base Republican voter. They're really not. Trump likes all the attention. Every time you mention his name, you're not mentioning one of the other candidates. I think as the mainstream media and some of these other candidates get more time, more airtime, I think people are going to realize that there are options. That's what Vivek got attacked last night, but a lot of folks didn't know him. And so now folks are talking about him. And there's 3 things you want to do in a debate. I've been in a lot of debates. Don't blow it. Right? Don't have a meltdown moment like a Rick Perry moment, God bless him, a few years ago, or Marco Rubio where he just got crushed and wasn't able to come back. Be the guy that's the man or woman that's being talked about the next day. That's a big deal. And be able to kind of have airtime. You want to just get your face and your airtime out there for that first debate. And a lot of them did really well.
All right, Governor Sununu, good to see you. And thanks for being with us. We appreciate it.
Well, hey there, GMA fans. Robin Roberts here. Thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Lots of great stuff here. So go on, click the subscribe button right over here to get more of awesome videos and content from GMA every day, anytime. We thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the morning on GMA.